Hey, Shalawam, Shalawam. First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well in sincerity. Taught us this truth. Shalawam to the Lord, told for elect. 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. All right, I want to say Nero, is doing a great job, man. Okay, so for individuals, Shalawam Malak, for individuals that hate what Nero is doing, you're in the wrong mindset, man. This dude is doing a great job. Let me share the live real quick. Okay, I hope everybody can hear me. I know the plantation is kind of loud, but let's get a couple scriptures about this guy. It's Isaiah 19:1, the burden of Egypt. And that's this place. That's where we at right now. Egypt, spiritually. Behold, Yahawah rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, so what is that? Sedition amongst men, insurrection, right? These type of things are going to take place. We already have sedition, revolts, resistance, all right? A so-called, in a little way, a revolution, man. Right? You got over 5 cities protesting and showing their disbelief. And hey, you Egyptians, man, y'all got to stay angry. Okay? Y'all got to stay in that spirit. And we trust in Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that he's going to keep that spirit upon y'all to go forth and do what it's supposed to do. Right? Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahawah, Yahawah of hosts. All right, and hosts means armies. All right, so Yahawah is the, he's over these armies. What are these armies? The Halalyam. Okay, you have them on the left-hand side and those on the right-hand side. Both can get down and unalive people. All right, this is spirits. Yahawah is the father of spirits. So he can place a spirit on an individual for an individual to do something of that manner, to go forth and maybe pew a grocery store, right? Pew a church, right? These are spirits, okay? So demonic possession is real. Now you're like, oh, demonic, that's wicked. Okay, yeah, it's known as the wicked, the left-handed side. But guess what? Who's controlling it? Yahawah is controlling it, right? You see, it's just ain't nobody coming in here. They messing with my algorithm. That's all good though. And keeping it going, verse 5, and the waters shall fail from the sea, and the rivers shall be wasted and dried up. And they shall turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of defense shall be empty and dried up. The reeds and flags shall wither. The paper reeds by the brooks, by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brook shall wither, be driven away, and be no more. The fishers also shall mourn, and all they that cast angle into the brook shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters shall languish. Now, this sea is talking about people, okay? Do you think the war in LA is a curse on Issachar? Not just Issachar, all right? This is what we call Jacob's trouble, man, great tribulation, that all of our people are facing. So, Motivate 101. You saying Issachar, so you know you're an Israelite. I would take that. So what tribe are you? Right? That would be my next question to you. What tribe are you? It doesn't matter. Judah, yeah, Judah vexed Ephraim. Ephraim vexed Judah. All right, Northern Kingdom been against Southern Kingdom. Southern Kingdom against Northern Kingdom. Regardless. Okay, yeah, that has happened. Most definitely. All right, you Judah. Well, guess what? Judah's going to get it too. All right, I'm Judah, Yahawah, myself. But they're eventually going to come for us as well. That's why this is Jacob's trouble. This is what's taking place at this point in time. Let's go to Daniel, the 12th chapter. Right? You got to keep in mind, we are in the time of prophecy. These prophecies are taking place. So this is Daniel 12:1. And all that time shall Michael, and at that time shall Michael stand up. What is that time? Jacob's trouble. The latter days, the last days. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the archangel, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble. Okay? Such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So this isn't about a curse on Issachar. This isn't about, this is more so about 2/3 getting judgment. 1/3 being delivered, right? 144,000 as well as the 1/3 being delivered. Okay, it's not, as the brother said, it's not just the Northern Kingdom's trouble. It's Jacob's trouble. That means the entire nation of Israel. Now, the 1/3 will go through trouble. We will encounter things, Yahawah, we be of that number. All right, because we don't know who we are. We don't know if we chosen or none of that. We have to live with that type of mindset. Okay? Game for you, you don't know what you're talking about. Just chill out. All right? Do I believe all the 2/3 are all in America? No. All right? And what proves that? Matter of fact, we'll go get it real quick for you. Then we'll come back to Daniel, the 12th chapter. Because it's more to talk about on that. It's more bread on that loaf. Right? This is Ezekiel 20:38. And I will purge. Matter of fact, let's start up a little bit. All right. 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people. And there will I plead with you face to face, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt. So will I plead with you, saith Yahawah power. And I will cause you to pass under the rod. And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant. That's talking about the new covenant. Okay? And I will purge out from among you the rebels and them that transgress against me. I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn. And they shall not enter into the land of Israel. And ye shall know that I am Yahawah. So, slow down in the comments. Slow down. Let's take this in. All right? You have Israelites that are sojourning. Let's get the word sojourn. Because you got to get this. You got to get this. That's why I slow down. Hey, when you come into the house of power, be apt to listen more than to talk. Okay? So, sojourn. And that means sojourning place, dwelling place, sojourning, dwelling place. Basically a traveler, where you at. You have many Israelites that are scattered, that are in different parts. Okay, I'm going to get it into Google. And it reads, stay somewhere temporarily. You have Israelites that are in all these different nations. Now these Israelites will be plucked off of these nations and they will be basically judged, man. Okay? So no, all the 2/3 are not in America. Hey, block him. Game for you. Get out of here, dude. Well, I'll mute you. I ain't gonna block you, but we'll mute you. You don't have it, bruh. I told you when you came in here that you don't have it. Okay? Listen, you do not have it. You're not apt to teach. You're not in that position. You don't have the understanding. You're saying things that's contrary to the scriptures, man. Isaiah 8:20, right? Go read it. Now we'll go back to Daniel, the 12th chapter. And let's start at the top. At that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was, since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So never ever in time ever was it a time period that's going to be like the time period we are heading into, Jacob's trouble. Understanding what we're saying, right? It's going to be far worse than the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. Yahawashi told you that out of his own mouth. When you wipe the dust off your feet, it's going to be better for those people that was in Sodom and Gomorrah than them to be in this place, Babylon. All right, how many years do you think we have? No man knows, right? But we believe we have less than 5 years. We would say that. You know, I personally believe we got less than 2 years, but nobody knows. This is why we have to live like that. We have to go to work, right? We have to endure. We have to move. We have to do these things. We can't move like it's about to be over tomorrow, okay? Do you think Donald Trump is the last president? Who's up on the screen right now? Who's the background? Who's the talk of the town? Who was I talking about before you came in here? Nero. All right? Yes, the last president. Yes, indeed. That's what I believe. All right? And many brothers would say the same thing. Nero is in power. Okay? Based upon what Nero did in Rome, all right? At the end of the day, you don't know who that is? Is that Jack Black? No, bruh, that's Nero. That's Trump. Okay? Yeah, this shit out of here. This shit out of here, man. By the end of Nero's term, this shit is out of here. Okay? Now, let's go into Daniel 12:2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right? So, you got many that are going to wake up. Brothers that have unalived in Hamashiach. Okay? They have passed away, but they knew Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. They kept the doctrine. They kept the understanding. Okay? They will be raised up. And they will get those everlasting bodies. And then you have those of our nation that don't care. They unalive. They will also be raised up. And they will be thrown into the lake of fire. Okay? So, understanding that, you cannot escape judgment. This is why you want to take this thing as serious as a heart attack. All right? Let's go to the book of Revelations. And this is Revelations 14:10. The same shall drink of the wine of the... Matter of fact, let's start at 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Okay? What is that mark? That's a charagma. Do I have a YouTube channel? Hey, man, be diligent. Check my page. It's right there in my bio. All right? And it's Ak. Ak is AHCH. Okay? So, receive his mark, the charagma, in his forehead or in his hand. That is a RFID C-hip. It has to deal with currency. It has to deal with buying or selling. All right? Verse 10. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of power, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, righteous anger. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Now, what's those holy angels? That's us. That's the men, celestial and terrestrial. Angels, that's down here. Angel simply means messenger, bringing a message, ambassadors of the kingdom, right? So that's brothers. And the Lamb is who? That's Yahawashi. So individuals, 2/3, and Edomites and wicked heathens, all right, they will be tormented in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of Yahawashi, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So if you read this scripture and you come forth and say that, you know, God loves everybody, then explain the scripture to me. He loves everybody, but he's about to torment people, right? No, he's only dealing with the nation of Israel. He doesn't love everybody. He doesn't deal with everybody, all right? He's the God of all. At the end of the day, he created all, but his chosen nation, man, we in the spirit, Kakuma, because I was going to get that next. Revelations 15:2. Beautiful. All right. His chosen nation is Yasharahla, Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. Let's go. Revelations 15, start at 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of power. He loves everybody, but he's about to give a wrath to these people. Verse 2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, the B-E-A-S-T, right, which is Esau, Edom, and his entire empire, which he's setting up from the UK to Australia to America, all right? And the whore of the beast is America, okay? Have gotten the victory over the beast and over his image. That's letting you know it's other 144,000 brothers all over this planet, all right? And 1/3 men, women, and children all over this planet, okay? This entire planet will be engulfed in the RFID C-HIP, all right? They're going to try to put it everywhere. The Russians have it. They're going to try to put it everywhere, all right? China has a form of it. They're going to try to do it. So it ain't no, somebody, no, man. All these nations are wicked. All these nations are trying to do the same thing. Many of them, the higher ones, Russia, China, and the U.S., they all have a form of the RFID C-HIP. They all have a form of social credit score system. Okay? And keeping it going. Hour of temptation unto the world. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image. What's that image? His likeness, his ways. You want to continue to do Christmas, 4th of July, Easter, right? You want to continue to do Halloween. You want to continue to promote Pride Month. You want to continue to promote man with man, woman with woman. All right, DRUGS. You want to continue to promote pork, lobster, crab, shrimp, shellfish. All right, adultery. Okay, perverse ways, PORN. You should not be looking at PORN, bro. Okay, looking at another man's rod. Come on, that's perverse. All right, well, I don't be looking at the man. I just be looking at, that's perverse. Okay, Esau has put that in your mind, making you think that that's okay. This is a very perverse nation. All right? With they damn dirty jokes and shit. That vulgarity. It's all vulgar. All right? With these damn shows. The Simpsons, Family Guy, shit like that. Yeah, we may watch some of them. But we got to understand. A lot of this shit is wicked. You can watch this stuff. Don't be over righteous. But you shouldn't be acting like a Peter Griffin. You shouldn't be acting like a damn a Homer Simpson. Okay? At the end of the day. When I be watching BMF, man, I be watching Power. I don't act like them. All right, it's a lot of things in these shows that we disagree with. All right? So, for new brothers that may be like, well, I don't watch that stuff because it's wicked, it's demonic. You're being over righteous. You can use the world, but don't abuse it. You can watch NBA, you can watch the NFL. Just don't be no damn super fan, man. You know that this shit is entertainment. It ain't real. It's all got a script. Okay? Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image, his ways, and over his mark, the charagma, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass having the harps of power. We're going to be singing that song. Okay? When it refers to testing the spirit, that's dealing with a brother or a sister. Like we testing your spirit right now. Based upon the questions you asking, the way that you're taking it, the way that you're reacting, we're testing your spirit. You should be testing my spirit as well. Is this brother sticking to the precepts? Is this brother bringing out scripture upon scripture upon scripture? Is he saying stuff contrary to the word? Or is he saying stuff that Yahawashi would say? Right? Is the comment board in order? Is brothers bringing out precepts? Look, brothers bringing out precepts. Right? Let's get that. Revelations 18:4. All right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Now that is talking about us going into chariots, so-called UFOs, the chariots of Yahawah, the chariots of Israel, as it was spoke of in the book of the Kings. It's not the chariots of the heathens. It's not the chariots of Elam, Moab, Ammon, Cush, Phut, Canaan, Mizraim. It's not the chariots of Edom. It's the chariots of Israel, Yasharahla. So who's them chariots coming to pick up? The Israelites. Nobody else. Okay? It don't matter if you got a heathen wife. That's a concubine, man. Okay? Nah, she ain't gonna be saved unless Yahawah wanna somehow tell her ass to get out of America. Okay? She's not gonna be saved. Salvation is not promised for her. In the kingdom, you'll have her again. Right? She's a damn concubine. She's a lesser wife. That's all it is. Revelations 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. Hey, beautiful. To try them that dwell upon the earth. So not just in America, but all the world will be suffering. You got right now Ireland, Spain, I believe Paris, and America. You know, it's a lot of rebellions. It's a lot of sedition amongst men taking place in all of these places. Okay? Can we speak about the Lord using the tribe as his battle axe? And he's like, well, we going to speak according to what I'm speaking about on the lesson, bro. All right? The lesson I brought together was Nero. That's what we speaking about. You know, we could touch on it, though. Most definitely. But understand, I'm up here teaching. All right? If you want to do a lesson on that, you could do it. I'm saying, you know. But yes, we will get spiritual powers. All right, the righteous of the nation, those that are deemed to get those spiritual powers, and we will be used as battle axes to take down these nations. I'll get a precept for you real quick. Jeremiah 16:16. All right, then I want to get back. I want to move back over to, we're flowing through the spirit, really. But I want to move back over to Nero. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith Yahawah, and they shall fish them. That's what we're doing right now at this point in time. We're fishing. So we're fishing. We're trying to pull our brothers and sisters that are, deemed from the foundation of the earth, that are sealed, that are a part of the remnant, the election. We're trying to pull them, out of the world. We're trying to fish them, right? Now, sometimes you catch shit that you don't want. So you may catch a 2/3 here or there that may linger, that may dwell in the congregation for a time, a period, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, right? But eventually, he's going to leave the congregation. That's why you have certain individuals that may have dwelt for 10 years, but they eventually showed their true cards because they were never meant to be there. So Yahawah casted them back into the sea, right? He casted them back into the sea. So they couldn't make it. That's the parable of the seeds that were sown. You have some seeds that fall on thorns, and the thorns keep plucking them. That's the world. They keep trying to pull them back into their wickedness. You got some seeds that fall on the stone. They may be in the congregation a month or two, learn the names, and then go back into the world. Yeah, that Hebrew Israelite stuff too hard, man. They was telling me I got to rest once every 7 days. They said I couldn't have intercourse with my wife on the Shabbat. Can't nobody tell me what to do with my wife, right? You got individuals like that. They're not going to take the laws, commandments, and statutes. They don't want to do it. They say that we're too hard. They told me I couldn't line up my hair. Okay, you didn't want to keep the laws. All right, well, go back into the world. Okay, so you got seeds that are sown onto stone. They won't grow up right. Their roots aren't strong. So they'll eventually be pulled up by wind. What is that wind? It's the ways of the world. The ways that you want to go back into. the sorrow of the world. All right, you want to go back into that black power shit? All right, all this type of stuff, man. That's not beneficial to you. Okay? So finishing that one off. And this is after we do the fishing, brother. So we fishing right now. All right, you got many fishers that are in this live right now. All right, brothers that are great fishermen. And after that, us brothers will be turned into Yahawah, we be of that number. And after will I send for many hunters. And that's the part that I'm looking forward to. All right, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. Okay? At the end of the day, we're going to be turning to hunters. We're going to be hunting. We're going to be going to get Esau wherever he dwells. All right, Joshua 23:10. Let's get that. 1 man of you shall chase 1,000. Hey, that's your power. For Yahawah your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he hath promised you. So one of you shall, man, let's get a feeble, right? That's perfect. Okay? So that's talking about spiritual powers. If you read the book of Judges and understand that every time Samson got the power, it said the spirit of Yahawah came upon him. He didn't have it at will. He couldn't do it at will, right? So the spirit is going to come upon us. Maybe we'll say a certain prayer or we call upon Yahawah, we'll cry upon him, and then the spirit comes upon us and we'll be able to do what we're supposed to do. That's showing you that the spirit, it ain't of you. That's why every time you do a lesson, you pray. All right, you pray before the lesson, you pray after the lesson, you say, the water Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, for allowing me to speak in the way that you wanted me to speak, for allowing the words to come out of my mouth, for not confounding me, for not taking precepts out of my mind, all right, etc., etc. So this is Zechariah 12:8. In that day shall Yahawah defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as power as the angel of Yahawah before them. So once again, that's speaking about spiritual powers, and we just hitting those for you out. Those some good precepts, right? To let you know, yeah, we're going to be the battle axes. We're going to move, and hey, 1 shall chase 1,000. So it doesn't matter if it's one prophet raised up. Let's say it's one prophet raised up in Kenya, because it is some Hebrew Israelites in Kenya. And it's just one over there raised up. He's good. Okay, Yahawah's going to sustain thee. Psalms, the 55th chapter. He's going to sustain that individual. All right, him and his household. He's going to take care of us. Regardless, man. It doesn't matter about these weapons. I just shared to the chat with the brothers. You got Esau now bringing out sound weapons. Weapons that, as you saw in the movie, leave the world behind. Weapons that they're going to use that's going to basically, what's the word? Incapacitate you. All right? You won't be able to move. The sound is going to hit your eardrums and drop you to your knees. Okay? So for you individuals, because you had an individual on my other page talking about, I'm talking about right now. I ain't talking about fairy tale and all that sky daddy shit. This individual is very carnal. He wants to get busy with Esau. I told him, hey, all right, man, you go out there and get busy with Esau, bro. You can't beat that YT, man. You have nothing in your arsenal that can beat that YT, man. He has weapons that, boy, he can take you out right now if he wanted to. All right? From the sky. He don't even got to come show up on you. He can take you out with a satellite. All right? But, hey, Jake think they tough. Right? Psalms 97, he blessed with the sword. Psalms 97:1 from the same brother. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. So going back to the brother motivate, right? This ain't about no curse of Issachar, okay? What ICE is doing, this ain't just about Issachar. It's about all of us brothers. You got Issacharite brothers that are in this truth. I know a couple brothers out here in LA that are in this truth, that are Issacharite, right? And they're good. ICE ain't messing with them. Okay? It's about if you got this truth or not. All right? Christopher Ryan, you talking about Hamite Bible? All right, well, guess what? This block button don't babble. Okay? I'm not dealing with that. I'm not dealing with none of that today. We teaching a lesson, man. We edifying the sheep. Okay? So, you have brothers that are in this truth, that are Issachar, that are protected, that are safe, that are moving. They have no fear of this YT man coming down on them. Because Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi is with them. Alright, if Yahawah be with us, who can be against us? Alright, I'll get that for you. Sirach. Let me pull up my apocrypha. Sirach 9 and 13. And it reads, keep thee far from the man that have power to unalive, to kill. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. And we walk in what? The valley of the shadow of death. Okay? So we got to understand it's always a possibility. But we got to put our cares and our fears onto Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi to protect us and keep us. Whatever he wants to bring upon us, he's going to bring upon us. Certain illnesses, diseases that brothers may have, right? These things have came upon us. We have to deal with it. You got to deal with these situations. You may get thrown into a prison house. Okay? You may be separated from your family. You have to deal with these situations. All right? If you raise your family correctly, you taught your rib and your kids how to call on the name of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. If my 7-year-old can call on the names of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, bro, it's no excuse for grown-ass men, okay, and women, all right? If they know how to say their grace and pray, and say their prayers, do these type of things, then they should be straight if you do get separated, all right? Because they're going to be calling on the name just like you're calling on the name at the end of the day. All right, this is Proverbs 1 and 33. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. So we don't walk around, as the scriptures say, we haven't been given a spirit of fear, man. We know, hey, possibly, yeah, we're going to be persecuted. We could lose our lives, most definitely. But just walking around here scared? No, we're not in that spirit. The scriptures actually says, the fearful shall go into the lake. So you got to understand, the fearful shall go into the lake. Those that are just scared of Esau, who you fear? You fear Yahawah while Yahawashi. Okay? We don't fear nothing else. In that fear, we understand that our Creator has the ability to control everything. He is controlling everything. He's ordaining everything. Matter of fact, while we on that, and I want to get back to Nero, but we just flowing. Let's flow in it. Let's go to Romans the 13th chapter, right? Because this will also touch on Nero too. We'll bring it back 360. All right, so starting at the top. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Isn't Trump in a higher position right now? He's the king of Babylon, which we're going to touch on later on in Isaiah the 14th chapter. He is that king. What's up, bro?
So we'll bring shit for everybody?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, you good. I'm at work. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, bro. All right, man. Back to it. I'm at the plantation, so if I have to stop, just bear with me. So this is Romans 13 and 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of power. Yahawah. The powers that be are ordained of power. So Nero was set up. He was put in a position to do what he's supposed to do at that appointed time. Okay? He's set up. All right? Police officers are set up. They're put in that position. Mayors, governors, they're put in that position. Congressmen, senators, they're put in that position. Okay? These are the higher powers at that situation. They're ordained by Yahawah. We were put in a lower position to feel that, to get humility, to get that meekness. We used to rule this earth. All right? Every nation used to come to us to borrow, to seek, to get wisdom, to get understanding. But now we have to go to the enemy for the want of all things, as it spoke of in the curses. Okay? We have to go seek Esau for medicine, for, education, for whatever it may be. All right? And in little ways. Because some brothers, like me, myself, I homeschool my kids, right? But we still got to go to them for our groceries. I still got to go to Sprouts or Whole Foods store to get oranges and pears and stuff of that nature. Pineapples, cucumbers, to make remedies to fix my body and clean me out. So I got to go to Esau. Esau is growing crops, putting pesticides on the crops and things of that nature. So we still have to go to him for this stuff. And yeah, you got Israelites out there, grow your own food. Yeah, we can do that. Most definitely. And we do. I got a garden myself. But I still have to go to Esau for a lot of other things, man. So you got to understand, we are in captivity. That's the first thing that Jake need to really, along with the first things that you need to understand is wisdom, fear, to fear Yahawah, and then understanding that you in captivity. You are in slavery still. All right? You cannot save yourself. You need Yahawashi, man. Okay? Khan. Yeah, exactly. Jake is stiff-necked, So good. I get the precepts that the brother dropped, and then I'm going to come back over to Romans, the 13th chapter, right? Proverbs 20 and 24. Man's goings are of Yahawah. How can a man then understand his own way? So everything is being controlled by Yahawah. Every single man. He's the father of the spirits. We all have different spirits in us, right? Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? As the brother's putting. Esau is in power. He is the wicked. His border is known as the border of wickedness, right? He's known as the wicked, the destroyer, the waster. He is that individual, the devil, Satan, the adversary, right? That old serpent, that dragon. Okay? This is that individual. All right? So he's ruling over the earth at this point in time. I get that for you out. Deuteronomy 28 and 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. So we are borrowing. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. We are at the bottom of the barrel. At the end of the day. Let's get it back. Let's go to Romans, the 13th chapter. Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of power, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So, like that Jake was saying on my comment board, the other, on my other page, he was saying that, forget that Sky Daddy stuff. I'm talking about real life. All right, Jake. Matter of fact, I'll pull it up, man. Because you have this stuff taking place. Individuals don't really, they're not scared. They don't believe. Let me go find it. Where was it at? I hate when somebody say Sky Daddy, bro. I hate that shit.
So, bro, you're trying to say that a one.
Dang. I gotta find it. 1 second. I'm gonna find it real quick.
Shalawam.
Nah, that's not it.
In front of that glass.
Right here. All right, let me take this off. And it's TikTok annoying. How I take the right here. Alright. Okay. Individual right here, he said, And his name is So Ghetto Made Presents. I already. He said, I don't partake. No disrespect to what you believe in, but I'm talking about real life, not no Sky Daddy stuff. All right? So I told him, I don't know where my comment at. Oh, I told him right here, Exodus 14:14, Yahawah shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Because he said, in whose lifetime? I'm with it, but we got to act now. No, bro. We don't got to act now. Okay? How? Well, we are acting. Right? By doing what? By teaching. By teaching. Okay? Because I said this is the last captivity. He's like, nah, we got to do something right now, bro. Like, nah, bro. Okay? Jake can't organize. You can't even organize a family reunion with your damn family members half the time. And you think you about to organize a military? Come on, man. Okay? So I told him that. I said, Yahawah shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. But Jake don't want to listen. He said, I don't partake. So you don't listen to the scriptures. Okay. No disrespect to what you believe in, but I'm talking about real life, not no Sky Daddy stuff. And all I responded is this. Wait a minute, once again. Nah, I don't even see my response. I thought I did respond to the brother. All right, whatever. It's all good, though. But basically, it's because Jake does not believe, man. Okay? Individuals like that, they want to get carnal. Right? Now, but we hope that an individual like that, that you would leave that stuff alone. You would actually listen. Maybe come across a lesson and get edified. Right? And start believing in Sky Daddy stuff. All right? And it ain't no damn Sky Daddy, man. It's Yahawah. That's the Father. And he is real. Just because you can't see him, just because you don't think he's working anymore, well, ask yourself, do people unalive every day? Are people born every day? Are you breathing? Right? But these type of individuals, they're sent a strong delusion because of their disbelief. Because they don't believe in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And they never believed. Alright? Yeah, a lot of Jakes. Yeah, man, we already know. Trust me, Motivate. I already know. We already know. Yeah, bottom of the totem pole. Crabs in a bucket. A lot of 2/3 have that crab in a bucket mentality. Alright? They get up. They try to stunt on one another. You don't do that. That's not real love, man. Okay? Yahawashi showed us through example. Alright? He got up, meaning that he lived a perfect life, okay, without sinning, and he did that for us, so we could come up. Not that crab in a bucket mentality, but hey, let's get that. It's no greater love than to give your life for your brothers, to lay down your life. Let's get that. What is that? John 15:13. Greater love have no men than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So Yahawashi showed us the greatest love, man. Okay? I'm going to get that for you. I see your precepts. I got you. All right? I got you, Kawam. 2 Peter 3:3-4. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. Exactly. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell away, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Exactly. You have a lot of individuals that have those itching ears. They're turning to all this different type of stuff. Right? Matter of fact, I'm going to get one more precept. Not one more precept, but I'm going to get one more just bugged out ass comment that this individual left on my YouTube, you know, and they be, let me see. All right, I might address it a little bit. Take this off one more time. Okay, and we was talking about Gentiles, and he said, he came on here. Now, I guarantee you, I ain't checked this page, but I guarantee you this individual has no works or nothing. See if I can, hey, how I go to individual page, man? Right here. I bet you he has no works or nothing. His name is Mean Pop Simo Green Simmons. What you talking about? Nothing over here. Nothing but created playlists. All right? So it's these same individuals that want to go and tell somebody how to do something, but you're not doing anything. Right? So what did he say? And you feel like you have it all, and nobody said that. And many of you brothers are squabbling over garbage. How much of these grandstands do y'all think is what's needed to get home? You are no better than the rest of the brothers, cursing and carrying on like you better than the others. All right, that's a presumptuous sin. Okay? Just because brothers is standing up, preaching and teaching, rebuking brothers, correcting brothers, helping brothers, etc., you think we think that we're high-minded? No. All right? Your doctrine, his doctrine, their doctrine doesn't matter. Wow. If you're gonna teach something, teach what is needed to get home. Too much division here. How would Yahawashi view y'all if he came back tomorrow? Oh, 100% Yahawashi would be in Great Millstone. All right, and affiliates. Yahawashi would be leading the camp. Okay? We follow Yahawashi. All right? Who you think raised us up? Who you think is supping at the door? Okay? I ain't going. I thumbs it down. Not. And you got somebody that like this shit, man. It be you individuals, bro. All right? Too much division here. How would Yahawashi view? So it's not going to be division? Let's go. Matter of fact, man, let's hit him, man. All right? The scriptures say, what the scriptures say? You ain't dropped one scripture in that. You didn't drop one scripture. All right? This is Matthew 3. Mark. This is Mark 13 and 22. For false Hamashiachs and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things. So Yahawashi already gave us the way. So these false Hamashiachs and false prophets that's teaching different doctrines, they're supposed to come. So it's supposed to be division upon division. What did you say? Doesn't matter if you're going to teach something. No. First of all, your doctrine, his doctrine, their doctrine. Well, I got something on that. All right? It's about the correct doctrine, man. And who got it? The individuals that's preaching it, that's teaching it. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So it is about a correct doctrine. You said the doctrine doesn't matter. Well, that's incorrect. You are speaking contrary to the word. Okay? A certain doctrine does matter, and it's on this earth. All right? Yeah, he probably liked it himself. Let's get that from the brother. I'm going to get both of y'all precepts. Let me see. Well, I'm going to get that Luke 12, 51 through 53. Got you. All right, Luke 12, 51 through 53. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather what? What? Wait a minute. Too much division. Your doctrine, his doctrine, their doctrine doesn't matter. Too much division. Come on, man. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided. 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. The mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against his daughter-in-law. Her daughter-in-law. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. Right? At the end of the day. So you're speaking contrary to the doctrine. You talking about it ain't supposed to be no division. Yahawashi said out his own mouth, because this is red letter. This is Yahawashi speaking. Look at that. Yahawashi, Hamashiach divides men. Oh my, that's a cut, bro. Hey, the water, that's perfect. And we'll get that Luke 2:34 through 35. All right. And Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary, his mother, behold, this child is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against. Yea, a sword shall pierce through thy own soul also, that the thoughts of men hearts may be revealed. So what? Fall and rising again of many. That's division. Many going up, many going down. Many going this way, many going that way. Okay? So it ain't about no damn unity. It's unity in the elect. In the true men of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. In the elect. The body of Hamashiach. Everybody's not in the body of Hamashiach. Alright? What's that one about? Therefore, for this reason, the gospel is preached for the dead, also for the quick and the dead. I just read it earlier today. I can't remember it. I'm gonna type it in. The quick and the dead. The quick and the dead. That it was ordained. I think charged. Right here, yeah, right here. I believe. I charge thee therefore before power and the Master Yahawashi HaMashiach, who shall judge the quick, the one that have life, and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Right? That ain't it. But that's pretty much the same point. It probably was that Acts. Nah, it's Peter. It's Peter, because I got this earlier. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are in the dead, that are in the congregation of the dead. So that's division. The 2/3. You can look at this and read. When it says this, the quick and the dead, the 1/3 and the 2/3. Period. All right? That they might be judged according to men in the flesh, but live according to power in the spirit. So you have some that are quickened, made alive, and you have some that are dead, that will not be made alive until they are born into the kingdom. All right. Now let's wrap it up, man. Let's go back to Isaiah. Let's go over to Isaiah, the 14th chapter, starting at verse 4, and wrap it up. Go back to the image that I had up, which is this guy once again, Nero. Okay. Now it reads, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city cease? So what the brother brought out earlier, Revelations 18:4, right? We supposed to come up out of her. That's speaking about the chariots coming to get us. Okay. Now, are you going to leave Babylon if you haven't Acts 3:19? If you haven't repented and converted? No, you don't got the qualifications. You got to reform and get your mind and your heart, your loins, your whole body, your character, your morals. All of this has to be corrected. You got to go as a virgin into those chariots. All right? And that means spiritually, not dealing with all these strange women, not polluted with a perverse mind. All right? So fast and pray and get right. Now, all Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi is telling us is to get right with him. Get right so I can take you up out of this place. Can we make it plain upon tables? Get right so I can take you up out of this place. Help our people get right. Preach and teach. Tell our people to get right. Since you got right, tell others to get right, so that we can all get up out of here. Right? So the golden city is ceasing. So we eventually going to leave this place. Verse 5. Yahawah have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. This place is falling. All right? Their rulership, their power, their wisdom, all that understanding is being dropped. All right? They're being exposed. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. If it was up to Nero and his predecessors, his people, people that come after him, before him, etc., they would continually beat you. They would continually beat your ass, Jake. To make it plain upon tables. They want to forever whoop you, knock you down. Everlasting slavery. Trump, DJT just literally is trying to legitimize segregation again. Okay? He's trying to He's trying to make America great again, right? When was America great? When they had Jake picking cotton. When they had Jake serving. And Jake is still serving. But when they had Jake, serving without any type of benefits. Alright? Where they could just unalive Jake for no apparent reason. Just because Jake looked at Esau wrong. Right? So that's what he wants to get back to. That's why the cops have immunity now. They can unalive you and they'll get pay. They'll get vacation. They'll just get off. Right? It's another word for it, like I can't remember it, but basically the cops can do whatever they want to. Alright? And they're gonna be able to get off scot-free. Okay? It's the good old boys are back in town, man. That's what we call them where I'm from. In the South, we call them the good old boys. Or crackers. That's out here. Just straight up crackers. That's what they is. Alright? And that's not talking about their skin. Although they do crack when they get old. But it's talking about the whip that they used to use. They used to crack that whip and hit us with the speed of sound. Okay? When they used to hit our back, they was hitting us with the speed of sound because that whip goes faster than the speed of sound. So the whip would hit you before you heard it. They would crack it and then boom. And then you would hear the sound later on. That shit already hit your back. That's why we call them crackers. All right, verse 5. Yahawah have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. This man rules off of emotion. He rules off of a petty situation, a petty mindset. He forever wants to get that blessing back, which he can't. You're not going to be able to get it back, Esau. Leave it alone, man. All right, this is why nobody cares about your sacrifices, which you're doing in blood. Because you know that Yahawah requires blood, but not blood of humans. All right? At the end of the day, this is why they do these, these wicked rituals and unaliving with gematria. What is it? Gematria? Yeah, I think it's according to the numbers. They unalive people on specific dates and specific bodies and things of that nature. They take people out on specific dates. They do things at specific times. All right? It's all divination and witchcraft, man. So keeping it going. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Alright? Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Okay, because this wicked king is going to be took down. This wicked nation is going to be took down. So the entire planet is going to sing. Now let's go back to verse 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? Now, for you individuals that's speaking about Babylon, ancient Babylon in the day, this prophecy was written after that. Isaiah wrote it way after the captivity of Babylon. That city, that nation, that empire had long been taken down. Alright, so this isn't talking about ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon is still standing to this day. Iraq. Are we in captivity under Iraq? Is Iraq important heavy? Are they, is they the head of economic wealth? Are they bringing everybody's goods in and selling them? No. Okay? Is Iraq running the world today? No. So those questions are answered. You can stop saying that this is it's already happened. It did not already happen. This is happening. We're watching it happen before our eyes. And Salaki, if I sound like I'm yelling, because it's a lot of my background noise, so I'm just trying to speak over the noise that's going on. All right. So we're going to wrap it up, finishing this up. verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Because there's going to be a lot of Edomites in the grave, man. All right? This is really mocking them. You're going to be brought low, Esau, to the ground. You're going to be just like us, all right? Without power. You're going to come to us for the want of all things, all right? How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? So for you idiots that think that Lucifer is an angel, right? That is, fell from... All you had to do was read before that and after that. Don't just read Isaiah 14 and 12 and say, what is that heaven talking about? That rulership. That's why he's going to be mocked. All right? How art thou fallen from heaven, that rulership, this kingdom? This is Esau's heaven. This is our hell. O Lucifer, son of the morning, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? So he had a position of power over all the nations, but he will be brought low. And then all the nations will see him brought low, and they will mock him. Verse 13, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. That's what you thought. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power. That's what you thought. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. You can get 2 Thessalonians, I believe 2nd chapter, starting around verse 3, to precept all of this. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. You got your space stations. You got your satellites. You got your what's Elon, that thing, Starlink, right? You got all this type of stuff that you got up in the heavens, man, in the firmament, in the ozone area. Okay? So you want to be like the Most High. You got your AI. You got your algorithms, your tracking, all right? You're trying to be like the Most High. You want to know everything. That's why you, what's the dude said, Klaus Schwab said out of his own mouth, and yourself Ferrari, whatever, I probably said his name wrong, but they said out of their own mouth, they want to track the vitals. They want to track your vitals. They want to track the inside of you, Jake. They want to know how you breathing. They want to know how much blood pressure you got, what's your blood pressure number every point of the day. They want to know those numbers. All right? They want to be able to put dreams in you like Yahawah does in the book of Job. They want to be able to put dreams and images in front of you. Because AI, the C-hip, also is going to be connected with Meta, the metaverse. All right? So that virtual reality, that stuff is going to be... Brothers, people that take it, not brothers, but people that take it, you're going to be able to see holograms. You're going to be able to see Project Blue Beam, stuff projected in the sky. All right? When you take that C-hip, digitally connected on the grid. This technology is here, man. They show it to you in Black Mirror, and they have it. They have it. All right? You got these individuals that damn Uncle Tom dude that just came out said he took the Neuralink in his brain, and a lot of other individuals took it as well. Okay? Because it's not just Elon that's doing it. You got BlackRock that's doing it as well. And they're on the means of perfecting it. All right? They've been able to do it as well. Okay? So you have a lot of countries that we probably don't even know about that's investing and working on the technology of Neuralink, all right, and C-hip, RFID C-hip. All right, so let's finish it up. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of power, Yahawah. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. This ain't talking about no damn celestial angel rebelling in the heavens. No, that's not possible. Okay? This is talking about a being created. Esau, Edom. Alright? Him and his descendants, his nation. They are created for that purpose. Alright? to be the wicked. They were created to be the wicked. We were created to be the righteous. Right? Yeah, man, a false balance is an abomination. So Yahawah had to give a balance in everything. You got the wicked and the righteous. Right? Keeping it going. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man, the man, the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? All right? At the end of the day, he made all these nations fear him through his military might, but now he's being brought low. Other nations now have nukes. They have ICBM missiles. They have intercontinental ballistic missiles. They have supersonic missiles. All right, there go that puzzle piece. Salakia, 1 second. All right, they have, weapons of mass destruction. What you was trying to say that, they did them people wrong, man. Weapons of mass destruction. You ain't never find shit because they didn't have it. But now they have it. Now these other nations have it. And you are scared. You are fearful. You can't just go into a nation and say that they got this and then take their oil and act like the whole world ain't gonna notice. All right? We peeped what you did, Esau. You a robber, man. You a bandit. All right? Verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. Now let's pinpoint on that, destroy the cities thereof, because Esau feels if he can't have it, nobody can have it. So he wants to go out in a bang. All right, if I can't rule America, I got to destroy America. All right, that's how he feels. So he's going to go out in a bang. He's going to go into his bunkers. Going back to the brother Motivate, as we said, we're going to be hunters. Those bunkers, we're going to go and knock them out. We're going to go and knock the doors down. This is letting you know the strength and the power of our spiritual powers that we will have. Yahawah, we be of those numbers, right? They got, let's say, 20-inch steel concrete doors. We're going to knock that shit down like it's nothing. All right? We're going to blow it away like it's nothing. Pop in like, here's Johnny. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pop in like, what's good? And then we going to yank their ass up by the ear. You know what I'm saying? And then do whatever Yahawah want us to do to them. All right? And it ain't going to be no quick death. Trust and believe that. It ain't going to be no quick one. All right? It's going to be servitude. Your ass, you Esau Edom, you going to be 70 years old picking cotton just for the fun of it, man. For our fun. 70 years old, because that's what you had our people doing in their old age. That's what you got our people doing. All right, my grandmother worked till she was 65, bro. She's 70 now. She just stopped working, man. She's still doing little side jobs here and there. You don't supposed to have the elderly working, bro. That shit is off. All right? You got our people in captivity, man. Hard captivity. It's going to be 10 times, double that. Double the cup. All right? At the end of the day. Keeping it going. Verse 18. And we're going to end it right here. All the kings of the nations. So every other nation, right? Regardless if it's Japhetic nations, Moab, Ammon, Elam, Ishmael. They have kings. They have kings that are appointed, that are set up. All right? All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory. Everyone in his own house. They will eventually be allowed to go back into their lands and rule, but they will be keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. Okay? They will be, looking over their lands. Now, they will still be under subjection to the Israelites. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. All right? Don't get it fucked up. They're still going to be under the servitude and subjected to the Israelites under the order of Melchizedek, Malak Tazadok. All right? So they will still be serving us in that sense after the 1,000-year reign. So we will rule and continue to rule. All right? But they will be allowed to go back into their lands. All right? So understanding that. And they will still give the 10th part. All right? When it's that time being. They will still have to come up to Jerusalem for the feast to give the 10th part and things of that nature. All right? So it's still going to be rulership. We're going to have an everlasting rulership. A kingdom that will never end. Everlasting bodies that will never end. All right? All the women we want. All the wives that we want. All the seeds we can produce. That's endless. Right? We will not pass away. All right? So, hey, with that being said, man, this is, we really, I titled it, Trump is doing a good job. But I think I'm gonna change it and probably title it Spiritual Powers maybe. And I'll figure it out. But just flowing through the spirit. I hope it was edifying to the flock. At the end of the day, what's up, bro? Damn. I'll check them all.
Got the horoscope as well.
All right, you can put it down. Thank you. All right. So I hope this was edifying, man. At this point in time, any questions? I'll take any questions. And then if not, I'll just wrap it up. Yeah, it's about time to go home. They done turned in everything. I'm about to get up out of here. Any questions pertaining to anything? And the water to all the brothers for the precepts and the input and everything. All right, the water. I don't see no questions. I don't see nothing. So, hey, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Kakadash. Double honors once again to the elders, apostles, and bishops of the great millstone, which rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth, and Shalawam. Got you, bro. All right, Kwam Yasharahla, as always, and a Baba Ball to this wicked kingdom. May this bitch fall soon. Shalawam.